General, you are ready to proceed, eh?
I'm ready to proceed, Chair. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Most welcome. Thank you.
Okay, General. So it's file 7, page 390.
Is this or this one?
Yes.
On it.
Okay, so it's chat number 1 that I'm referring you to. You'll see that this is a conversation between you and, the chat is between you and Sergeant Nkosi, as you know, and you forward him this message. Could you just read that message into the record, please?
Hi, General. My apologies for the break in protocol and the direct approach, but it is an important matter, and trying to understand which spokesperson is on duty will only serve to delay us. I need to afford you right of response regarding a story which will be published tomorrow. It is based on an urgent court application brought by Vusumusi Matlala and his security company, CAT VIP Protection. My Matlala names you in his document specifically. I guess it was a typo to say Mr. Matlala. That he was questioned on whether or not he knew you. He said he did, and that you gave permission organize that his X-ray machines be stored and used at the SAPS college. Important context is that his company, Medi24 Tshwane District, recently was awarded a SAPS health service tender. Technically, court documents are protected speech, but I reach out to you anyway to see if you want to respond. Feel free to do so via the spokesperson. I can accommodate this up until 9 p.m. tonight. I will also send you relevant excerpts of his court documents.
Okay, before I ask my question on this, the next chat is a screen. You can see it's an attachment, and it's the clearer version of it is at page 446. So can you go to 446 to look at it? Alternatively, you can look at it on the screen if you don't want to lose your page.
For 46, I've got it.
Is this the excerpt of the affidavit deposed to by Mr. Matlala?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
This is the affidavit that was sent to you together with that message. Did you look at it?
Yes, I see it.
Yes, so, okay. You forwarded both the message and this attachment to Sergeant Nkosi. I take it this was from a journalist, is that so?
Yes.
Do you recall the journalist who sent this to you?
I don't know. I don't recall the journalist, but I do admit and accept that I did get this.
Did you respond to this journalist who asked you this question? There's a deadline of 9 p.m.
Under normal circumstances, I respond because what I've learned about journalists, if you don't respond, then they'll put it as is, and it's your problem that you didn't respond. So I do respond so that at least my version is heard.
So did you respond to this?
I did, I guess. I take it that I responded.
You say you take it that you're saying you think you would have responded. Is that what you say?
I think so, because, Chair, I think, I don't know how many times I've said it, I'm operating from my memory. I don't have my
You
device.
say your practice is always to respond.
Is to respond.
And on that basis, you say you must have
I
responded.
must have responded. If I don't respond, it will be one or two incidences where I think this one is too personal and maybe working with the people that are trying to destroy me. Then I just leave it sometimes.
Okay, so the content of this message to you is about Mr. Matlala naming you in these court documents.
Yes.
Why did you forward it to Sergeant Nkosi?
I might have to say, look what this man is saying, and it's not true.
Did you have any conversation with Sergeant Nkosi about it?
No.
About this?
No.
No, okay.
I don't remember having any conversation with him about it.
Okay. So I just want to take you to what happens at the same time. This was on the 22nd of December. If you go to page...
Sorry, Chair. I want to ask a question, Chair. I'm in this screen now. I want to also the public to know what is my response to this question, because now I'm just get shown this message, then I leave this message, they take to another conversation. But that what is being said by Mr. Matlala in that message about me, why can't I be given a chance now to say, okay, what was your response on this message? I'm not running ahead, but I'm also saying the line of questioning must also afford me an opportunity to clarify things that the public also need to know. But at the ultimate end, this is not true, because I never gave Mr. Matlala any permission to put X-rays or whatever. I never gave him such permission. It never happened. I took what Mr. Matlala came to the National Commissioner. The National Commissioner rejected it. I gave feedback. So which means that what the journalist was inquiring about was squarely false. So
Right.
Then we can get to the next level.
Right. Can you now just please turn to page 139?
Same file.
Same file. Okay, so you'll see on this page, chat 1, 2, and 3. This is the chat between Mr. Matlala and Sergeant Nkosi. Okay. The first chat, it's also on the 22nd of December. And it says there's a news article regarding a certain general in SAPS whom they're trying to associate with me in our court application. I said I was told to ask him to grant us permission to utilize the hospital inside the Pretoria West SAPS College from a certain brigadier. The reason they referred me to him is because at the time he was acting as a national commissioner. Is there a way we can rectify the statement, because now it looks like I'm very close? Somehow that will compromise his reputation. And now they're publishing the story tomorrow on News 24. So this is a message. There's 3 messages here that go together. This is the first one that is forwarded to Sergeant Nkosi. And it appears to be a message that he had sent to his lawyers to correct the affidavit. And you'll see that in chat number 3.
Yes.
Yes, you'll see that in chat number 3, where he forwards the screenshot of his conversation with his lawyer. And that screenshot, if you want to see it more clearly, is on page 447.
447. I'm on it.
Okay, and it's a conversation between Mr. Matlala and his lawyer. His lawyer says, okay, how do you want to rectify the statement? And then he explains how he would like it to be rectified. And he says, and I'll, for your benefit, read it out, that the brigadier who is in charge of recruitment from SAPS suggested that I ask permission from the National Commissioner to utilize the hospital which is inside SAPS Training College to conduct medicals for new recruits. And by that time, General Sibiya was acting as the National Commissioner. So that's how I knew of him that day, because his name was mentioned to me once, not that he gave me permission to use the hospital. And then his lawyer says, okay, I follow, I understand. Okay, so he's explaining how he would like his statement, his affidavit that he had filed, to be revised. And then finally, if we go back to page 196, oh, sorry, not 196.
We were from
139, thank you.
Yes. 139.
Yes. If you go back to 139, you'll see the message from Mr. Matlala to Sergeant Nkosi saying, please forward this to him. I asked my lawyers to rectify that mistake. Do you see that's chat number 2?
I do.
Right. So he says, please forward this to him. I asked my lawyers to rectify that mistake. Again, we're still on 22 December 2024. Now, if you go to page 196, okay?
Chair, just to ask a simple question. I understand, I'll respond. It's just I'm looking at us going from go to page so you read this chart, then go to that page, read this chart. Is it not possible to go, as we go into this question where you say, this is the one that this is, please send it to him, what is your comment? To that one, please comment. I'm just asking.
No, please let me do the question.
Right.
Don't tell me how to ask questions. I'm going to give you an opportunity.
I'm not telling how to answer the questions. I'm just, my concern is just, I see myself now moving from read this chart from 132, to go to 447, go to 139, go to 446. So that's why I'm just asking that now. I find myself paging, but I understand as well.
So what I'm doing by going through these is to put the full picture to you so you can see. I don't take you by surprise. I'm going to put the full picture to you so you've got the full set of chats, and then I can put my question to you after that. So you will have an opportunity to respond to all of this. I'm not going to leave it behind. It's page 196.
And my apologies, Council, that you it shouldn't be like I want to tell you how to ask questions. It's just that even myself, I sometimes feel a little bit.
No, that's fine, General. That's why I'm explaining to you why I'm doing it this way. I'm not leaving. It's one topic, but I want you to see the full picture.
I'm at 196 now.
196. So this now is between Sergeant Nkosi and you, this conversation. So what we had seen on 139 was Mr. Matlala saying, please forward these to him. I asked my lawyer to fix it. And now what happens here, we see at 196 that indeed Sergeant Nkosi forwards you those messages from Mr. Matlala immediately on the same day, 22nd December. So you'll see the set of chats from number 1 to number 4. It's all messages. The first is, there's a news article, please forward this to him. I asked my lawyers. Then the screenshot with the lawyers, please show him. Meaning, please show you this. Okay. So my question is, why? Well, let me first say this. Let me take a step back because you wanted to respond. And I think you have, but let me give you the opportunity again. Did you assist Mr. Matlala in obtaining access to the training college or to the use of the training college in a particular way at this point in time in 2024 or in January 2024?
No. And I'm far from that process as well. So I could not, even if I wanted to, from where I am operating, I can't even put my finger there. It's far from me.
Okay. And you say that's what you would have told the journalist in any event at the time?
Yes.
But then you forward this to Sergeant Nkosi. He then forwards it on to he then has this conversation with Mr. Matlala, this exchange. And then Mr. Matlala sends these messages indicating that he's recanted his affidavit and he wants Sergeant Nkosi to show it to you. You comment on this if you can. Why was Mr. Matlala concerned that you need to see that he rectify it? Why was he concerned not to upset you? Because that's what it seems like.
Because he knew that was not true, and he could also know that this thing is actually trying to destroy me. Those that went to the journalist and gave the journalist some information, they were trying to destroy me. So you could see that they are using him to try to destroy him. That is why, or to destroy me or him. That is why he would say, look, this is what happened. So that is why, the reason why.
Why do you say that somebody went to the journalist with this to try to destroy you with the story that's not true?
Because journalists don't wake up one day with a story and just send to a person for inquiries unless they were approached by someone.
Well, you do get investigative journalists who are following a story. And what it seems like here is this journalist had access to this affidavit. And in the affidavit, Mr. Matlala did say that you had facilitated his access to the training college. So Mr. Matlala did in fact say that. The journalist wasn't given information by some third party.
Now, the nicest thing about the whole thing is the fact that it never happened. He was never given any accommodation or permission, even anything. He came to see me as an acting national commissioner. And then what he said to me...
General, I think it was yesterday when I asked you to please respond to questions directly, and that if you do so will make a lot of progress. What you are saying now does not answer the question. Please repeat your question, Ms. Hassan.
Thank you, Chair. So my question to you is, you said that there were third parties who were trying to smear you, and a journalist would not have raised this otherwise. What I put to you is that what this shows is that the journalist had access to Mr. Matlala's affidavit, in which Mr. Matlala said that you facilitated access. And I'm not commenting on the correctness or not of it at this point in time. I'm just saying he did say that, that you did give him access. So on that basis, do you accept that it couldn't, why do you still persist? Do you still persist that it was a third party that approached the journalist rather than the journalist coming upon it? herself?
No, I am reminded, I take it that it came from the court papers.
From the court papers?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then my question was about Mr. Matlala seeming to be concerned, not to upset you. I think you've answered, but do you mind just repeating your answer to that question?
Well, at this point in time, I can't say why in his mind he felt that he didn't want to upset me, but he knew the truth, that in actual fact he never got assistance from me because he never had access, even for one day at the college or anything in writing to assist him to get access there. So it's a transaction that, or it's something that never happened at all. That never.
I think your answer was you wanted to set the record straight by telling the truth. I think that summarizing, I think that was the essence of your answer.
Thanks for the assistance.
Thank you.
And he wanted to show you that he's setting the record straight.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay.
Can
Thanks.
you just do this? Because several times now you've mentioned that the meeting happened when you were an acting national commissioner. Can you just give us the exact dates when you were the acting national commissioner of police? I'm assuming there would be a letter appointing you to say from this date to this date, you are appointed in General Masamola's absence as the acting national commissioner of police. Do you have it, or do you have the exact dates?
I think the people who can assist us to give us that letter, either the commission's investigators or us writing to the. I'm saying it's because I don't have anything.
You don't remember the date?
Within that date, he came to see me. I know I was the acting national commissioner at that time. I don't have anything that I can show because I don't have it. But I was at that time the acting national.
Yeah. The reason why I'm asking is, remember, we've moved. Sergeant Nkosi said it was December 2023. You at some point said it was in January, and then you changed to say it was in February. That's why that date becomes important for me, because I need to know when exactly you were the acting national commissioner of police. But I'm sure we can find it. So let's not, if you don't know, let's not delay.
Perhaps, we can find that out, of course. But do you remember for how long you acted as national commissioner at that point in time? Was it a few weeks or a few months?
No, normally it will be either a week or either 3 days. It's only when the national commissioner is away or not around. So sometimes it will happen that it's on leave, maybe for 14 days or for 10 days. It does happen. So I don't have a clear record of for how many days, but it was few days.
A few days, a week?
It could be 3-4 days. It could be 2 days, somewhere there. I'm not sure.
Well, we will find out. Okay, thanks. I'm going to move off this to another topic, Commissioners.
Let me ask my question. General, when you forwarded this question from the journalist to Sergeant Nkosi, what was the reason for that?
As I indicated to her that I just say, look at what this man is saying about me in court, and you know it's not true. Saying to Nkosi, you know it's not true.
Yes. And
it was purely based on the fact that he knows him very well. I knew they were close.
Okay. And you didn't send it to him with the expectation. You say you knew that they were close. You didn't send it to him with an expectation that he would raise the matter with Mr. Matlala.
I knew that he would. In situations like those, you also avoid to confront the person because it looked like now I'm confronting the person. So I just sent it to you and said, but this never happened.
But you knew that he would. You say you knew that Sergeant Kosi would raise it with Mr. Matala.
Yes, and to me it wasn't really, I knew he would at the ultimate end.
Okay. And so when Mr. Matala, in page 196 that you looked at now, there is that message which seems to be a correction of Mr. Matala's way of correcting what he says in the affidavit. And then the next message, I'm looking at page 196, Mr. Matala says to Sergeant Nkosi, please forward this to him. I asked my lawyers to rectify that mistake. So now Mr. Matala is directing Sergeant Nkosi to engage with you about this. You see that?
Yes.
The text says he must show this to you.
Yes, Commissioner.
Okay. And you can comment if you want to, but I pick this up in the context of yesterday's discussion where we had a conversation about Mr. Nkosi, or Sergeant Nkosi rather, appears to have been the go-between between you and Mr. Matala. In this case, you decided, you explain, you say, I didn't want to confront him. I didn't want to raise it with him because I don't want it to look like I'm confronting him. I think that's what you said earlier on. You say you expected that he would, because they know each other. Sergeant Nkosi would raise this with Mr. Matala. Indeed, he does raise it with him. And that's why Mr. Matala responds and says, please forward this to him. I asked my lawyers to rectify this mistake. So obviously they have discussed this. It does lend itself to, in fact, Sergeant Nkosi, when he says it was agreed that you would be the go-between, we see this consistent conduct where he's dealing with Mr. Matala on matters that concern you, and he reports to you. He conveys things between the two of you. It seems that his evidence that there was that agreement may well be the truth in this case.
All I can vehemently deny to this commission is that there was never a meeting, no an instance where we sat down and we agreed that Mr. Nkosi will be our go-in-between. Yes, I do accept that I actually was talking to him. And in most instances, I didn't even know that some of the things that I'm talking to him, he would automatically just send to him. Some of the things was just meant for me and him, maybe, because of our usual communication. But what I just want to stress, Chair, is that there was never an instance where we sat down and agreed that he will be a go-in-between. Even though the circumstances and the whole picture being painted may seem like that, but a meeting never happened.
Okay.
It is not being painted, General. It's emerging. There's a big difference. A picture that is emerging, not a picture that is being painted. Do you follow me?
I follow what the Chair is saying. Chair is experienced and has dealt with this since for a very long time. So my putting of words may not be adequate enough or explain exactly how it emerged. So right. I respect that, Chair.
Thank you, then.
No, that's fine, Chair. Let me maybe put it differently, General. You say there was never a meeting where so you differ with Sergeant Nkosi on his account of what he says happened. But can I then put this to you for your comment that there may not have been a meeting on your account? You say there was never such a meeting, but it's what appears is at least there was that kind of conduct. So it may have happened because of how people were behaving amongst yourselves. You were behaving that way without having an agreement about it. But in the end, what seems to have happened is Sergeant Nkosi became the go-between maybe by default, because you happen to talk to him about matters of concern. He's close to Mr. Matala, and he also has conversations with Mr. Matala, and then he feeds back to you. That's the picture that emerges. And I'm not insisting that you sat down and had a meeting. I'm speaking more to, in practice, it seems that's what happened in fact.
What Commissioner is saying is 100% correct. What I just want to put on the table, Chair, is that, yes, this was the case maybe with Nkosi in terms of how we were talking and how it was happening. But what I want to put just on the table, whether it is accepted or rejected, is that let's take Sergeant Nkosi and put him in the center. Let's draw the same communication to General Mkwanazi, to General Sintumule, the attendance of the events, the biking together, the communication, the same approach. If we look at it, I'm just trying to say, I'm going to be left in a picture where, yeah, there was this agreement, there was this meeting, and there was this thing, but it was just a norm, a normal practice where he was a socialite and talking to many senior officials. I was just putting that on the table there, Chair. That's all.
All right. Thank you, General. I mean, I put it to you because that's what Sergeant Nkosi says. I think I want you to understand that the discussion with you right now is about what Sergeant Nkosi has said about you and Mr. Matala. So to the extent that you don't hear me in my engagement with you now mentioning anybody else, it's because we're not discussing those other people. We're discussing what Nkosi said. And these exchanges that seem to confirm that, in fact, he did become the go-between. You say no meeting like that, but at least you accept that by conduct, maybe because of his close relationship to both of you, by conduct, he became the go-between effectively. That's all I was checking with you. So, thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thanks, Ms. Asu.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'll come back to the issue of the relationship and the important sort of role that Sergeant Nkosi appears to play. And perhaps we can look at it in relation to the next topic that I want to take you to. And that is at page, in the same file, page 232. Chair, I notice it's 11 o'clock. I'm not sure if you want to take the adjournment now or later.
Let's continue until past.
Are you at page 232?
Yes.
Okay, again, we're back now to conversation between you and Sergeant Nkosi. And chat number 4 is what I want you to have a look at. And that's on the 22nd of March, 2025, where you sent Sergeant Nkosi a copy of you forward to him this message from a journalist. Could you just read that message into the record, please?
So I should kindly read this message?
Yes, please.
Of chat 4.
Yes.
Good morning, Nonkululeko. My name is Abraham Masheho. I'm a journalist working for the City Press newspaper. I'm currently working on a story based on the audit findings that recommended that Police Commissioner Fanny Masemola should terminate the contract with a company owned by a businessman, Usumusi Matlala. The recommendation was made in January and it further recommends criminal charges to be laid. I'd like to know from you what has happened since the recommendations at the City Press is aware that Matlala continued to receive payment from subs. My deadline is by 15:30 today.
Was this message sent to you by the journalist, or was this forwarded to you by, I think it might have been, and you might want to look at the following messages, by Major General Pukane. Do you remember? If not, we can just go through the next few messages.
It might have been sent by Nonkululeko Pukani because it's a subs communication. She's in charge of communication at subs. Maybe, I don't know for my response or whether there's anywhere where I fit in. I'm not so sure, but I could really, maybe if I was having my own gadget, say some things with absolute certainty. At this present moment, I'm weak in coming out strong on some of the things.
Okay, no, that's fine. But have a look at number 5. I think this is a forwarded message again, number 5, and then number 1 on the next page. So number 5 says, "Good morning, General, Lieutenant Generals. Kindly find above media inquiry received from Abraham Masheko at 10:21 this morning. I will engage the relevant division and share the response shortly. Regards." And then the next message on the next page is, "Good morning, Mr. Abraham Masheko. This is an internal matter regarding SAPS and suppliers. We reserve our comments for now. Regards, Major General Nonkululeko Pukane." So these are a set of messages that are forwarded to you, it seems. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Do you know anything about the audit findings against the audit into the contract that was awarded to Mr. Matlala?
No. I have never seen even the report at this stage until now.
Okay, well, if you go a little further down on page 233, you sent to Sergeant Nkosi at chat number 2. The last page of the preliminary audit report recommending the termination of Mr. Matlala's contract. Now, let me just tell you where you'll find a clear copy of that. It's at page 300 in the same file. You can take a couple of minutes to look at it. You'll see that it's the last page of the preliminary audit report. You see the heading at the top right of the page.
Preliminary audit report bit 19 of 1/9/1/94 TP.
That's
Yes.
right. That's right. And then it's the page with the recommendations, recommending that the expenditure be declared possible irregular expenditure for further assessment, that the bid should be terminated, that evidence of procurement irregularities were observed in the bid, etc. You see that? So you forwarded this to Sergeant Nkosi, but why do you share with Sergeant Nkosi this confidential preliminary audit report?
I don't think it was a confidential preliminary report because this thing, I think it was on the media. That's why you see Abraham Mashiko, I think, because it's not something that was given to me or that I had. It's not a confidential report. It has been in the newspaper, even now you will see where there is IGI and maybe certain faces, Kumalo, General Kumalo, Masamuela. So it's something that is on the newspaper. So when you share with a colleague that you work with closely, because I did send it to him. If I did, yes, I don't say I didn't. But it's because of the fact that this is something that we've always known that is happening or is going to happen at some point.
You've always known. Since when did you become aware that this was happening?
Remember, we come back to from the charts where we were reading the thing that comes from court where they say I assisted Mr. Matlala to have access to the coalition and all that. So
No, but that was different. That had nothing to do at all with the contract or any audit or any investigation into the contract. That affidavit was what Mr. Matlala filed in December in an urgent application where he was seeking the return of what he alleged were stolen items when his office was raided. That's what that affidavit was about.
this one.
No, yes, the one that you just referred to. You said we already knew, you said you referred to the affidavit we looked at earlier about the training college. I'm saying that isn't correct because that was about a different issue. It wasn't about the contract.
You see, in today's world, where we all know that you do know so and so, do know this kind of a person or this person, and then you come across something like this from the media or from the newspaper or from wherever it was from, and then maybe I shared it with Nkosi. It wasn't really a confidential document. I don't see it somewhere marked confidential or secret or top secret. So,
General, the watermark says it's confidential. So why do you say you don't
across the
see
page?
anywhere?
my apology. Normally, because when we do it on top and below, so this one slipped my mind.
But you accept that this one says it's a confidential.
It was a confidential document.
And it's not an excuse. You see, if somebody has leaked a confidential subs document to a journalist and you come into possession of that document, it's not an answer to say somebody leaked it before, so I can also leak it. That's not how it works. If it's confidential, it's confidential. So you don't perpetuate the leak.
Here, once it's in the public domain, it's no longer confidential. I understand if it comes from everybody who's in this room who signed the confidentiality and then this document leaked from inside here, and then one of us leaked it to outside. It's a leak. But once now it is something that is either in the newspaper or is going to be in the newspaper, then I think that is
No. Okay, finish, sorry.
I see this document, and unfortunately for me, is that because of the fact that I'm operating where I could say, but when I look at my phone, I can't find it, or I don't think it comes from me. But I am accepting it because I've been accepting all the communications that did come from me. And I'm saying, to me, Sergeant Nkosi is a colleague. He's still in the police. And a confidential is not like a top secret document that cannot be shared by any other person. Confidential within the police, it can still be shared within the police. If I gave it to Nkosi, maybe I sent it to Nkosi, it's possible that I might have sent it to him. And if I did, in my mind, I might have really not taken into consideration the fact that, but this is a confidential document, and if even if it comes from a journalist, still I cannot send it to any other person. It's just like when there is a social media saying wrong things about the person, then you forward it also to another person and say, but why did you continue forwarding it? So I'm just saying that.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hassan. Under normal circumstances, General, that would be a cogent explanation. But you have said a few questions back, I think you were being engaged by my co-commissioner, Commissioner Balui. You said that when you shared some communications with Sergeant Gossi, you understood that because of their proximity, he would probably share those with Mr. Matlala. Do you remember saying that?
I do.
Yes. So now you are saying that you were sharing this with Sergeant Ngosi, subs member to subs member. Do you confirm that?
I do, Chair.
Yes. Now, bearing in mind your previous response to Commissioner Balui, surely then you must have expected that Sergeant Gossi would probably share even these communications with Mr. Matlala, correct?
That's correct, Chair.
Yes. So it cuts across this idea that this was a subs member sharing with a subs member as if it would then be contained within the two subs members. Do you accept that?
I do, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, General. So when you shared this with Sergeant Nkosi, what is important is when you shared it, you didn't say to him, well, let me take a step back. Are you aware of any national instructions or policy that governs the SAPS, that governs the manner in which information, confidential information, is shared amongst members of the service?
General, think about that policy or those prescripts over the tea break, and let's come back at 12:30. Let's adjourn.